What if I told you that the secret to unforgettable passion isn't a secret at all? What if it's a map, a detailed guide to pleasure that's been waiting for you to learn how to read it? So many of us go through our intimate lives hoping we get it right, relying on guesswork when we could be relying on knowledge. We focus on the destination, often forgetting the incredible power and beauty of the journey. This journey is what we're going to explore today. We're talking about the 8 weak spots every woman has in bed. But I want you to immediately reframe that term. These aren't vulnerabilities to be exploited. Think of them instead as gateways to profound pleasure, special keys that unlock deeper levels of connection and ecstasy. They're pleasure amplifiers, deeply rooted in both biology and psychology. And that's the key difference you'll find here. I'm not just going to give you a simple list. For each of these 8 points, we will dive into the psychological facts behind why they are so powerful. You will understand the science of sensation and the art of connection. Each point builds upon the last, leading to a crescendo of intimacy and understanding. So, if you're ready to move beyond guesswork and become a truly attentive and confident lover, stay with me. Our journey begins now. Our first point of exploration is one of the most elegant and surprisingly potent areas on the human body, the neck. Think about it. The neck is a canvas of sensation. The skin here is thinner and more delicate than on many other parts of the body, which means the nerve endings are closer to the surface, ready to transmit even the slightest touch directly to the brain's pleasure centers. This is pure physiology at play. But the psychological aspect is where the true power lies. The neck is a physically vulnerable area. To allow someone to touch you there, to kiss you there, is an implicit act of trust. It's a nonverbal signal that says, I am comfortable with you. I trust you. When you approach this area with reverence and care, you aren't just stimulating nerves, you are honoring that trust, which is a massive psychological turn-on. It transforms a physical act into an emotional connection. So, how do you explore this canvas? Forget the idea of just leaving a mark. True artistry lies in subtlety. Start with the whisper-soft touch of your warm breath against the nape of her neck, sending a shiver of anticipation down her spine. Use your fingertips to trace a light, feathery line from her collarbone up to just below her earlobe. Instead of a hard kiss, try a series of slow, gentle kisses along the side, where the pulse beats. A very gentle nibble can be incredibly arousing for some, but it must be done with tenderness. This isn't about aggression, it's about worship. Exploring the neck is the first chapter in the story of arousal, setting a tone of intimacy that will echo through every touch that follows. From the neck, we move to our second point, the arms and legs. Now, this might surprise you. These areas are often seen as purely functional, the limbs that carry us through the world. In the landscape of intimacy, however, they are the scenic route, the path of delicious anticipation. Too often, they are overlooked, which is precisely what makes giving them attention so powerful. The physiological reason is similar to the neck. The skin on the inner arms and inner thighs is incredibly soft and sensitive. It's less exposed to the elements, less calloused by daily life, and as a result, it's highly receptive to even the lightest touch. But the real magic here is psychological. Touching these areas is all about the art of the slow burn. It's about building suspense. When you slowly caress her inner arm or thigh, her brain doesn't just register the immediate sensation, it lights up with anticipation for where your touch is going next. You are creating a promise of pleasure. By drawing out the journey, you make the destination infinitely more desirable. It is a masterclass in psychological tension. The technique is one of teasing and tenderness. Forget firm grips. Think in feathery strokes. Use the pads of your fingertips to trace a slow, deliberate path from her wrist up the inside of her arm, towards the sensitive skin of her armpit. Or, start at her knee and make a slow, meandering journey up her inner thigh. The key to maximizing the psychological effect is to pause. Stop just short of a more traditionally intimate zone. That pause, that moment of suspended animation, is where craving is born. You're not just touching her skin, you're engaging her mind and making her an active participant in the buildup of desire. From the pathways of anticipation on the arms and legs, we arrive at our third point, the very foundation of relaxation and arousal, the back. The back is a vast and powerful landscape that is too often ignored in moments of passion. Its significance, however, cannot be overstated, both physically and psychologically. Physiologically, the spine acts as the body's central highway for the nervous system. Running your hands along her back, especially near the spinal column, stimulates a massive network of nerves. This doesn't create just a localized sensation. It sends ripples of pleasure and relaxation throughout her entire body. It's a full body signal to let go. And that signal is profoundly psychological. A gentle, reassuring touch on the back is a universal sign of support and comfort. When you begin your intimate exploration here, you are communicating safety. You are helping to melt away the armor of the day, the stress, the worries, the inhibitions. By first establishing a foundation of complete relaxation and trust, you create a safe harbor where arousal can truly flourish. She can't fully embrace pleasure if a part of her is still tense. The back is the key to unlocking that state of total surrender. The approach here should be a deliberate progression. Begin with long, firm, grounding strokes using the palm of your hand, moving from the base of her neck all the way down to the small of her back. Feel the tension release under your touch. Once she's relaxed, the nature of your touch can change. Shift to lighter, more teasing circles with your fingertips, paying special attention to the highly sensitive area of her lower back. And for a jolt of pure electricity, use your fingernails, not to scratch, but to graze the skin lightly. This transition from comforting pressure to electrifying lightness can be a breathtaking trigger for arousal. Now we arrive at our fourth point, an area that is at the very heart of tenderness and femininity, the breasts. For many, this is a focal point of desire, but this desire can sometimes lead to a clumsy or overly aggressive approach. Understanding the delicate psychology and physiology here is the difference between a fumbled moment and a truly transcendent experience. Physiologically, the breasts are a complex network of nerve endings with a level of sensitivity that is incredibly unique to each woman. It can even change depending on the time of the month. The area around the areola and the nipple itself is particularly dense with sensory receptors, but this doesn't automatically mean that more pressure equals more pleasure. In fact, for many women, the opposite is true. The sensitivity is so acute that it requires a delicate touch. This is because the psychological component is paramount. This area is deeply intertwined with a woman's sense of self and vulnerability. To touch her here is to be welcomed into a very personal and intimate space. A rough, demanding, or impersonal touch communicates a profound lack of care and can instantly shut down arousal, breaking the trust you've worked to build. The correct approach must be one of reverence. It should feel as though you are appreciating a masterpiece, not just handling an object of desire. So, how do you show this appreciation? The key is a gradual and varied approach. Never start by grabbing. Begin by caressing the sides and the soft underside, using the full palm of your hand to create warmth and a sense of gentle, encompassing pressure. This is reassuring. From there, use your fingertips to trace slow, deliberate circles around the areolas, building anticipation. When you do approach the nipple, do so with immense care. Some women crave direct, firm stimulation, while others find it overwhelmingly intense or even painful. Start with the lightest touch, perhaps rolling it gently between your thumb and forefinger. The ultimate secret here is observation. Watch her body. Listen to her breath. Her reactions are your guide, telling you everything you need to know. This isn't about following a script. It's about being present and responsive to her unique pleasure. From the delicate skin of the chest, we move upward to a place of unexpected and primal power, our fifth point, the hair and the scalp. This might seem like a simple gesture of affection, but to dismiss it as such is to overlook a profound source of intimate connection and arousal. Physiologically, the scalp is an incredibly dense network of sensitive nerve endings. A gentle touch here doesn't just feel good on her head, it sends a cascade of tiny, electric shivers down the entire length of her spine, a full-body response to a very specific touch. It's a direct line to her central nervous system, and it is a powerful tool for creating those goosebumps that signal true arousal. Psychologically, this is one of the most primal and comforting gestures. It communicates a deep, nurturing form of affection, a signal of safety and tenderness that speaks directly to the subconscious. But it holds a powerful duality. While it can be deeply soothing, it can also be an act of passionate possession in the most intimate and welcome way. Gently tangling your fingers in her hair or holding the back of her head as you pull her in for a kiss is a gesture that says, "You are mine in this moment." It's a claim of desire that is both powerful and deeply romantic. The technique is beautifully simple and intuitive. Begin by slowly, almost meditatively, running your fingers through her hair from the roots to the ends. Then, use the pads of your fingers, not your nails, to apply gentle, circular pressure in a slow scalp massage. Feel her lean into your touch. And when the moment is right, don't underestimate the sheer power of gently cupping the back of her head, anchoring her as you look into her eyes before a deep, soulful kiss. It's a gesture that combines tenderness with undeniable passion. Now we arrive at the sixth and perhaps most intimate point of connection we've discussed so far, the mouth and lips. We all know how to kiss, but there is a vast difference between a simple kiss and a kiss that becomes an instrument of profound arousal. This is the epicenter of intimacy, a place where physical sensation and emotional communication merge into one. Physiologically, the lips are a marvel of sensitivity. They are packed with an incredibly high density of nerve endings, estimated to be over 100 times more sensitive than the tips of our fingers. This means that every touch, every change in pressure, every flicker of the tongue is magnified, sending a powerful surge of sensory information directly to the brain. This isn't just a touch, it's a high-definition sensory experience. But the psychology of a kiss is its true superpower. A deep, passionate, and attentive kiss is the ultimate form of nonverbal communication. It is a declaration of undivided attention. In that moment, your focus is entirely on her. You are listening to her responses not with your ears, but with your lips. This focus is an incredibly powerful aphrodisiac. It tells her that she is the absolute center of your universe, that her pleasure is your sole priority. It validates her desirability and makes her feel completely and utterly wanted. The art of the kiss, then, lies in its variety and responsiveness. Avoid monotony at all costs. A masterful kiss is a conversation. It should have moments of softness and tenderness, where you explore the shape of her lips. It should build into moments of deep, soul-bearing passion. Try gently tracing the seam of her lips with the tip of your tongue, a teasing gesture that builds incredible anticipation. Gently take her lower lip between yours for a moment, a subtle act that can be intensely arousing. And remember, a kiss isn't isolated to the mouth. Your hands should be part of the experience, cupping her face, tangled in her hair, caressing her neck. A truly great kiss is not a prelude to the main event, it is a main event. Now, mastering these techniques is about building an incredible, soul-deep connection. But for that connection to reach its full, passionate potential, it's crucial to have the confidence that your body can keep up with the desire you're creating. And let's be honest, for millions of men, that confidence can be shaken by performance issues. But what if there was a bizarrely simple, all-natural home remedy that could help restore the rock-hard, long-lasting erections of your youthful prime? Before we continue to our next point, I want to share a special, free video presentation with you. It reveals a powerful, purple hardening tonic that thousands of men are now using to rescue their marriages and reignite their sex lives, often in just days. This isn't about a temporary, dangerous pill. It's about a natural fix that addresses the hidden root causes of ED. To watch it right now, just open the camera on your phone and point it at the QR code you see on the screen. Go ahead, point your camera at the QR code. If you can't use it, don't worry. I have also pinned the direct link for you right at the top of the comments section below this video. Alright, let's continue our journey and explore a zone that combines the physical with the auditory in a truly unique way. From the epicenter of the kiss, we move to a nearby yet often neglected zone that holds a unique power, our seventh point, the ears. This is a dual stimulus zone, a special place where the physical and the auditory converge to create a uniquely powerful form of arousal. Physiologically, the ears, particularly the soft and fleshy earlobes and the delicate outer shell, are packed with nerve endings that make them surprisingly sensitive to a variety of stimuli. They are highly responsive to touch, to changes in temperature, and especially to the subtle vibration of sound. A gentle touch here can send a jolt of pleasure that feels both unexpected and intensely intimate. The psychology of the spot is tied to the concept of secrets and private communication. The ear is where we hear whispers, where we are told things meant for us and us alone. To focus your attention here is to create an incredibly private and personal world for just the two of you. It combines the raw sensation of physical touch with the deeply cognitive stimulation of sound, targeting the brain's pleasure centers from two different but complementary angles. It's an advanced technique that shows a high level of attentiveness. So, how do you engage this dual stimulus zone? Let's start with the physical. A gentle, teasing nibble on the earlobe can be electrifying. Use the tip of your tongue to slowly trace the intricate curves of her outer ear. And never underestimate the simple, profound power of breathing a slow, warm breath against her ear, creating a sensation of heat that can send shivers down her entire body. Then you'll air in the auditory. This is the perfect moment to whisper. Tell her how beautiful she looks, what you're feeling, or what you plan to do next. The vibration of your voice, so close to her ear, becomes a physical sensation in itself, a touch made of sound, turning words of desire into a tangible caress. We have journeyed across a map of sensation, from the neck to the back, from the lips to the ears, building a symphony of trust, anticipation, and connection. Now we arrive at our eighth and final point. This is not just another spot on the map. It is the destination all the other points have been leading to. It is the epicenter of female pleasure, the clitoris and vagina. This is the ultimate weak spot because accessing it in a way that creates profound pleasure requires every bit of the patience, attention, and trust we have discussed. Physiologically, this area is the core of her sexual response system. The clitoris, in particular, is a marvel of nature, a structure dedicated purely to pleasure, containing thousands more nerve endings than even the most sensitive parts of the male anatomy. This is why it is the key to her orgasm. But this incredible sensitivity is a double-edged sword. It means that the wrong kind of touch, too hard, too fast, too direct, can be overwhelming and even painful. This is where the psychology becomes absolutely critical. This is the most vulnerable and intimate part of her. To be welcomed here is the ultimate expression of trust. It is a space that is earned, not taken. The pleasure she experiences here is directly proportional to how safe, desired, and relaxed you have made her feel with your attention to the previous 7 points. If you have rushed, if you have been inattentive, this final gateway may remain closed. But if you have been a patient, worshipful explorer, you will be welcomed into the heart of her pleasure. The technique here is the culmination of everything you have learned. It is defined by one word: patience. This is not the time for speed. Foreplay is not optional. It is the entire foundation. Do not go directly for the clitoris. That is like turning the volume from 0 to 100 in a single second. Instead, explore the entire surrounding area first. Use the gentle, teasing strokes you practiced on her inner thighs. Use the soft, circular motions you used on her back. When you do approach the clitoris, use the pads of your fingers with plenty of lubrication and start with indirect stimulation, focusing on the area around it. Pay fanatical attention to her feedback. Her breathing, the sounds she makes, the movement of her hips. This is her body speaking to you. Your job is not to perform, but to listen and respond. This is a delicate dance, and she is the one leading. Your attentiveness here is the final, most crucial key to unlocking a level of pleasure she will never forget. As we conclude our journey through these 8 points, the most important takeaway is this: the greatest tool you have in bed isn't a specific technique or a secret trick. It is your undivided, unwavering attention. This map we've explored is not a rigid checklist to be completed in order. It is a guide to exploration, a set of principles to help you become a more present, observant, and connected partner. The real weak spot, the one that unlocks everything else, is her mind's desire to feel completely seen, wanted, and cherished. Understanding these psychological facts is about so much more than just physical pleasure. It's about fostering a passion that is built on a foundation of trust and mutual discovery. It's about creating moments of intimacy that resonate long after the physical act is over. Now, I want to hear from you. The conversation doesn't end here. Leave a comment below sharing a thought this video sparked. Respectful dialogue and shared wisdom are always welcome. And if you discovered something valuable today, if you feel more equipped to create a deeper connection, show your support by hitting that like button. Be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell for more insights into the art of connection so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining me on this journey.